Good morning, everyone. So this is messages from your past loved ones. We have 3 piles here for you to choose from. And here to put some crystals on there. So I'm going to do that right now. This one is the peacock ore. This is angelic celestite. And this is blue sodalite. All right. I'm going to open the energy and let you choose your piles. All right. If you haven't chosen your pile yet, please pause the video and do so. But I'm going to go ahead with my pile number 1. So pile number 1, you chose the blue sodalite, or sodalite, I'm not sure how to say it, crystal. This one is about the throat chakra. It's about creativity. It's about the cosmic beauty, connecting with all of that, okay? And clarity of thought, okay? So let's see what... Okay, so the past loved one that wants to connect with you is a male. And so it would be some sort of father figure who has passed. So it doesn't have to be your father, but it's some sort of father figure. So it could be an uncle, it could be a stepfather, it could be, just someone you thought of as a father. It could be a grandfather, it could be a great-grandfather, it could be any of that. So that's who's trying to connect with you. Oh, and their message for you is always remember you're a soul that comes with a body, not a body that comes with a soul. Your soul is your true essence, and you have an unlimited supply of soul power at your command whenever you need it. So soul power, they want to remind you that that's where your power exists, is in your soul, okay? Oh, and look at that. Your ancestors. Oh, yeah, they're connecting as well. Look, so beautiful. Your ancestors are connecting with you, and that's so. If you, my understanding, what I've been taught and told about the soul, is that it's where you hold all your memories of all your past lifetimes. Okay, of all your lifetimes, all of your existences, that you've ever existed. So if you think about your high self, your spirit self, that's a different thing. That's still an entity, right? That's still a being that exists at a vibrational level. So, as a human being, we think that, we say that we exist at a lower vibration than the spirit beings, right? So, but the soul is like where you store all of your memories of all of the beings you've ever been, if that makes any sense. So they're wanting you to connect to your soul power. So this ancestors are helping you to connect to that as well, because they have memories that they share with you from past lifetimes, I guess. That's what I'm hearing now. And there's ancestral memories that, live in your soul and in your DNA. And, they talk about that ancestral DNA, right? So, yeah, so that's part of your soul power. It's part of your soul power that you can tap into at any time. That unlimited supply of soul power, comes from connecting with your ancestors and your history, right? Whew, my heart is like, yeah, there's something there. Heart chakra is very active right now with that message. Okay. It's the blue cards. Okay, they want you to let go of fear. Fear around finances. That's what I'm seeing here with this card today. So you have fear around financial things. You tend to be you tend to see finances as a burden. You tend to hoard a little bit. You might call it saving, but it's hoarding because you're fearful around the financial situations. So you don't want to, you impede your flow, your financial flow with this fear is what they're saying. And they want you to know that um, that's the burden. The burden is the fear that you hold around finances. That's what they want you to know. That's how it's coming. And they want to help you relieve that burden. Okay. So these cards are the blue cards. They're the moon cards. They're the divine feminine. They're the energy of receiving. So they're saying you're blocking your receiving. This fear around finances is blocking your receiving, and that's what's causing the burdens. Okay, whoops, sorry guys. Didn't mean to blow you over. Let's put this here. So yeah, that's heavy. That's what's heavy in my heart. That's what I'm feeling in my heart, that heaviness of that burden and that fear, okay? That is, no, they want me to keep going, sorry. They've shown me 2 aces now, which is, together are 11, and they were great aces. They were the pentacles and the hearts, so, but those are not the cards to come out in the spread, but the 2 aces together showing me those. I see the 11, which is, the psychic intuitive number, and it was emotional, spiritual, and financial, physical. So they want you to connect them. They want you to connect, and that's why my heart is so, I feel the heaviness in my heart. They want you to connect your emotional, spiritual world with your physical, financial world, okay? That's what because the 11 shows the unity and the connection and the psychic intuitive connection between the two. So that's what they're saying with showing me those cards. But there's a couple cards that need to come out here. There we are. And here we go. Yeah, okay. These cards make sense. So to be in flow, which is what they want, because you're blocking your financial flow here, right, is what they're saying with this fear, okay? This fear that causes the hoarding, that causes the blocking of the financial flow, that causes the burden that you're experiencing. To be in flow, where you're, like this guy, where no matter which way you look at it, you're in flow and you're giving and receive. You're in that flow of giving and receiving, ebb and flow. Things come and they go, and there's no fear when you're in flow. Okay, this is the King of Cups, so he's reached a level of emotional and spiritual understanding and maturity that allows him to live in this place of flow where things can come and go. He doesn't fear loss. That's your fear over here. This is fear of loss, and it's playing out in your financial world is what they're telling me, your physical financial world. So it might be even more than physical, financial. It might be other types of losses of, related to relationships, to health. Might be losses related to your health. It might be losses related to your relationships. Might be losses related to your finances. But it's all rooted in this fear of loss, okay? And for you to be in a place of flow, you need to understand. So this card here, the 3 of Swords, is all about understanding, shining some light on the feelings that come when you experience loss. So grief, sadness, blame, guilt, feeling betrayed, all of those things, all of those emotions and feelings that come when you experience loss. You need to have some understanding. You want to shed some light on them. You want to have some understanding, some clarity. You want to see the big picture. You want to 3 is about big picture unity, this is about clarity on the mental realm. So this is about understanding and processing and understanding these emotions that you feel, that you try to avoid, that you fear. You fear these emotions. That's what you fear. It's not even the loss itself that you fear. It's the emotions that go with the loss. That's what they're telling me. You fear the emotions that go with the loss. You fear fear itself. that's, yeah, so they want you to shed some light on the fear, okay, that is blocking you in the physical world and that's causing the burdens that you're experiencing in the physical world, whether they're financial burdens, whether they're health related burdens or relationship related burdens. They want you to shed some light on this fear, on the emotions that you feel when you experience loss, and they want you to finally move through this fear of loss. That's what I'm hearing. They want to help you move through this fear of loss. They want to move you away from the place of fear and into this place of flow, right? Where you understand that everything is love. You know, yeah, everything is love. So I'm here right now that because we live in this world of duality, right? That we resist half of it half the time. And so typically we say, okay, so there's lack consciousness and abundance consciousness, and those are polar opposites seemingly, but they're actually the same. They're just two sides of the same coin, the same energy, right? But it's just perception, right? And it's just um, seeing it from different points of view or different sides. Where this guy, no matter which way you turn him, he sees it the same way, and he sees it all as love. So often people say that the opposite of fear is love, but I'm hearing that that's not the opposite of fear. The opposite of fear is security or something like that. The word that's not the exact word that they want to tell me, but it's what the word that's coming through right now. But the opposite of fear is safety, a feeling of safety, a feeling of security, a feeling of power. Ah, yes, a feeling of. So when we're in a place of fear, we feel powerless. So there's, powerlessness and then powerfulness. So that's why they're reminding us of our soul power, that we can tap into this unlimited supply of soul power at our command whenever we need it. So whenever we're feeling fear, it's because we're feeling powerless. And if we can remember that, powerlessness is just the opposite side of the coin of power. So if we can feel powerless, we can feel powerful. Okay, that's what they're telling us. If we're in flow, we can experience both sides of the coin, and we can embrace both sides of the coin, and we see it all as love. Okay, so yeah, again, hate is not the opposite of love. They're not telling me exactly what the opposite of hate is right now, but yeah, love doesn't really have an opposing force. Everything is love. We live in this place of duality where there's lots of things that are polar opposites and exist, but they want us to shift our understanding of love. So we don't see fear versus love. We don't see hate versus love. We don't see whatever we've seen as polar opposites to love. That's not true, is what they're telling me right now. Love is just love. There's no polar opposite to love. The polar opposite of hate would be acceptance, is what I'm hearing. Yeah. Okay. There's lots of words. They're saying there's lots of words that could describe the opposite of hate. Allowing, accepting, forgiving, liking even, and love to some degree. But they want us to expand our idea of love. Okay, right now. They're asking us to expand our idea of love, to understand the love that's all encompassing, which is that unconditional love. Sorry, those words are getting mixed up in my mouth as they were trying to come out. So it's the unconditional love that they want us to understand is when you're in this place of flow, you love all unconditionally, including yourself, and love is all there is, because there's no opposite to unconditional love. Okay, is what they're saying. I mean, you would think that the opposite to that would be conditional love. But yeah, it's not coming completely clear. I'm not explaining it completely clear. So anyways, maybe we don't need to understand it as much as just accept it. But when you're in this place, of loving all unconditionally, forgiving all unconditionally, allowing all unconditionally. You can receive and embrace and allow all sides of the coin, so all polar opposites, right? So if you can feel powerless, you can feel powerful, is what they're saying. All right, so the fear, what we fear when we fear loss is we fear that feeling of powerlessness. So they're reminding us that we're powerful if we choose to be. It's simply a choice. Okay, it's simply a choice. And they want us to move into that place, this flow place. That's what they want us to do. So they want us to examine and come to a place of clarity around this feeling of loss, this fear of loss, this all the emotions that come with it, the feeling of being powerless, okay, which is the strongest feeling that comes right now. They're showing me it's this feeling of being powerless that we fear the most. Okay, we fear it with our entire beings, I'm hearing. That is what we fear the most. I always thought it was the fear of loss that we fear the most, but right now what they're telling me is it's the fear of being powerless. That's what the experience of loss sometimes creates in us if we're not prepared for the loss, if we're not accepting the loss, if we're not allowing the loss, if we're not seeing the loss as a letting go, okay, as a part of nature is how it's coming. It's really interesting. But so it's the powerlessness. That's what we fear more than anything, and that's what stops our flow. That's what they're telling me in the physical world. This fear of powerlessness is what makes us hoard. It's what makes us hoard our emotions, hoard our hearts, I hear, hoard our finances, hoard everything. And that creates this burden. The more we hoard, the more burdensome it is, the heavier it is. That's why I was feeling that heaviness in my heart. So, it's the fear of powerlessness that creates all of this over here. So they want us to really start to understand that, get some clarity around that, so that we can move into this place of flow, where we accept all. We accept powerlessness because we need to accept powerlessness in order to accept powerfulness, right? It's two sides of the same coin. So if we want to hold that coin in our hand and receive all of that coin, we have to receive both sides of the coin. So we know that we can experience powerlessness. We know it, right? So what this card is telling us is you can experience powerfulness, okay? It's just a perception. It's just a point of view. So if you can shift your point of view when you experience loss to the point of view of a letting go, you'll have a better understanding of the power that exists within you. Okay, and so they're saying to go here. It was something that I heard a long time ago, and it helped me. Was I was thinking about all kinds of things. There were a number of things that led me to this, but what came was we hold on and hold on and hold on, hoping for a miracle. And only when we let go do we realize that was the miracle. The miracle is in letting go. That's when transformation can occur. Okay? So if you can see loss as letting go, then you can see the transformation that occurs in that moment. And that is a miracle. And that is powerful. And that's what I have for you. That's it. That's it, they say. We're going to leave it there. So you can process that. And so can I. All right. That was pile number 1. Well, that was a big one to start off with. So I'm going to let you guys go, contemplate that. And I'm going to move on to my pile number 2 and see what comes for them. All right? Okay, goodbye, guys. Pile number 2. You chose the peacock oar, which, let me move this to the side too. You chose the peacock oar, which represents which helps you turn into positive directions. So this crystal helps you turn and face positive directions and bring joy to yourself and to others, okay? It's really beautiful. I don't think the camera picks it up as much as I'd like it to, but like you can see the iridescent blue there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really beautiful in real life. Oh, my light went out. This has been happening a lot, actually, when doing these readings. So that's, I think, because I'm breathing too heavy and I'm blowing it out. But it's interesting. Okay, I had to take some deep breaths in the last one. So, all right, let's get on with it. Pile number 2. Let's see who wants to talk to you. I knew that this child was going to come through. So this could be a past loved one who's a child, or it could be your inner child, okay? So, and past loved one who's children, this could be unborn children. This could be, part of your ancestry. It could be like, an aunt or an uncle that died of crib death, or, was a stillborn or whatever, because that used to happen quite a bit back in the day, right? So this could be any past loved one child within your family. It doesn't have to be your child, okay? It also could be your inner child talking to you, okay? And I'm hearing right now, it could be also your children who are actually living, so not just past loved ones. Their spirit could be talking to you. So yeah, take that whatever resonates with you, okay? All right, look at this beautiful third eye opening here. Intuitive nudges. Intuition is the language of the soul. We are all born aware with a profound sense of inner knowing. Intuition is one of the greatest gifts we possess, which keeps us connected to our higher selves, the universe, and to our divine spirit. And it's no wonder that this message is coming through children, because they know this, right? They are so connected when they come in. We all are. And then we somehow learn to close that down, to close this third eye. But, they're saying, keep it open or open it if it's closed. So they're letting us know that intuition is the language of the soul, okay? So the soul, I feel I need to go here, is where you hold all of your memories, all of your past experiences, everything that you've ever experienced as an existence, as a being. That's what your soul is. So intuition is the language of the soul. So your soul speaks to you through your intuition, okay? That's what they want me to say about that. Okay, and then look at this card, trust. Trust your intuition. Trust your soul. That's what they're wanting to tell you. Trust it. Trust your intuition. Trust your soul. Trust these intuitive nudges. Okay, because they want to point you in this positive direction where you can bring joy to yourself and to others. That's what your soul's trying to do. Your soul wants you to experience a joyful life. Okay, and it has the roadmap. It has the experience, right? It has all of the memories, and it knows, hey, this isn't going to give you joy. This is, right? Your soul knows. It knows you. It knows what brings you joy. It knows what doesn't. And it's trying to tell you through these intuitive nudges. It's trying to direct you. It's trying to give you that roadmap to joy, is what I'm hearing right now. That's pretty amazing. I've never thought of it that way, so that's really cool how it's being explained right now. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh. Okay, so this is being in flow. Like I said, and when you're in flow, you're listening to your soul, okay? When you're in flow, you're living that life that your soul wants you to live, that joyful life of, this spiritual, emotional maturity that you've reached as the King of Cups, the King of Hearts here. and you are in perfect flow. You understand that, everything exists, and there's polar opposites in the world, and you have a choice between the two. You allow it all. You allow all sides of the coin, but you can choose to experience whatever you choose to experience. And that's the roadmap that's following the roadmap. When you follow the roadmap that your soul is trying to present to you, you'll be in flow. That's what they're saying. Okay. And then, so these blue cards are about receiving. So yeah, when you receive the roadmap your soul is trying to give you, you will be in flow, and your intuition will be on point. See, if this was this is the Hangman, and if he was upright, if the card was upright, he would be upside down. But the card came out reversed. So whenever they send me this card reversed, it's to tell me that your intuition is on point. So this too is this clarity on this mental level, this partnership. You have a clarity. You're connected. Your intuitive mind is connected to the spirit world. It's in partnership with the spirit world. That's what the two. It's in balance. You understand the polarity. Remember, you understand the duality, and you're in partnership with it, and you understand it. That's what this swords, this spade, is saying to us, because that's the mental realm. And what this is telling us is you understand that that you can trust your intuition, right? You can trust your intuition, and your intuition is on point. You will trust your intuition, and you'll understand that it's on point. And they're affirming that your intuition will be on point when you're in flow, when you're listening to your soul. So yeah, inner children of living children will show you this message, right? Your and then ancestral children that have passed, your inner child, the children are trying to tell you, yeah, this is because they come in, they're so connected to their soul, they haven't forgotten it. Their third eye is wide open. They haven't forgotten their soul. They haven't forgotten their connection to the universe, their higher selves, to the divine spirit. And they want you to be connected to that. Are these cards that, yeah, look at that. Okay, these are the cards. Interesting. Is it all of these cards? I need to see if it's all of these cards, actually. I'm not sure if the 7 belongs there or not, if it just came out with it. Okay, so that is the card. Yeah, that one is not, and that one is. Okay, so, so not that one. Okay, interesting. So these two. Okay, interesting. So the 7 did belong, which is the one I didn't know if it belonged or not. So what are they telling us here? Well, I know what this card is telling us, and I know what this card means. Okay, yeah. There's a power struggle going on with you. Within you. Okay, this is a power struggle. So this is what's keeping you stuck. Okay, yeah, okay, that's, okay, got it. This is what, okay, and then now I can bring this card back out. So the goal is to be in flow, like this guy over here, right? We have the same, the King of Cups. So the goal is to be in flow. So we're going to put him right there. And that's what they're, that's the goal of your soul, is to bring you to this place of being in flow and having your intuition be on point, right? So that's what they're nudging you toward, and your inner child, or your past loved one children, or your living children are trying to show you, teach you how to trust your intuition, and so that you can be in flow and your intuition be on point. Okay, and that's the goal. But what's keeping you from this goal, okay, is what's keeping you stuck, because this card is showing, this is like a card about being stuck in a power struggle. See, they can't go anywhere because they're kind of struggling. They both want this one log, right? And what's keeping you stuck is, it's interesting because this is the same card that came out for the first group. So it's fear of loss, fear of grief, fear of so this card represents shedding the light on So, and this card is reversed. So if it was like this, you would be shedding the light on and coming to an understanding. This is 3 is big picture, this is mental clarity. So you would be having a bigger picture of mental clarity and understanding, shedding light on the emotions that come with loss and that come with grief, which there's a lot of them. There's anger, blame, betrayal, guilt. There's so many that come, right? You would be shedding the light, but when you're not shedding the light on it, when you're not understanding it, that's what keeps you stuck, okay, is what they're saying. So, and what I just understood just now with the first reading was that this fear, that this represents the fear of loss, but it represents more than that. What we fear about loss is it makes us feel powerless, okay? So, and that's why we're in this power struggle. We're in this power struggle, see? So we have this fear of being powerless, so we enter into this power struggle, which is what this card represents, which is what keeps us stuck, okay? So what they're trying to tell us here is that we need to let go of this power struggle. Our mind is struggling with our heart and with our third eye and with our intuition. So yeah, that's why we need to get to a place where our mind, this mental level here, this spade, this sword, it represents the mental, intellectual level, where our mind sees the big picture and understands the big picture and gets out of this power struggle that it's in, because our mind tells us we're powerless if we're following our intuition, right? If we're just going with the flow, right? Going with the flow, being in flow. Our mind tells us not to do that. It tells us that that's, then we're not determining our fate, that we're not, in charge of our lives, that we're not, we're not in control, quote unquote, and our mind wants to be in control. So we have this power struggle here between our mind and our intuition and our heart, I'm going to say, or our third eye. So this child energy wants us to be more like them and trust the intuition, trust the third eye, trust your heart, trust it and be in flow. You have to trust it to be in flow. And you have to release this power struggle that your mind is telling you you're powerless if you trust it. That's what your mind is telling you. You're powerless if you trust it. And so that's why you have this power. But you're so much more powerful when you trust it, because you live your life in flow. Okay, that's the message they're trying to get across to you here. Is there anything else that they want to say about this? Yeah, they want me to use one of these cards for this group. Okay, they want me to put this over here so that we remember. Okay, trust being in flow. Trust your intuition. Okay, that's the goal. Actually, they want me to reverse. They want me to put the trust here and this here, because that's the goal. And I don't know why it has to be this way, but they're saying, yeah, trust being in flow. Trust your intuition. And then you'll be in flow. And that's because, look, remember this, that's why they wanted to draw my attention to this crystal. This crystal is all about turning you in positive directions so that you can have a joyful life and that you can bring joy to yourself and to others, okay? So when you're in this power struggle place where you're, fighting for power between your intuition and your mind is fighting for power over your intuition, over your heart. This keeps you in this place of feeling powerless, okay, instead of being in this place of feeling powerful, which is when you're in flow, you're going to feel the power of your soul. You're going to feel the power of following your soul, following your intuition, right? Intuition is the language of the soul, okay? And the soul is so powerful when you connect into it. And this card wants us to notice it. And so trust that. Trust that. That's what they're trying to tell you. Like a child does. The children come in and they trust it. They don't, there we go. There's a lot of crystals that want to hold that one up. So they want, you to be like childlike, like you were when you were a child, like they were when they were a child. All right. Tap into the power of your inner child who trusts and is connected to your soul and its guidance, okay? And then there's one last card that's coming for you guys here. This card's coming up all the time. Look, I just said trust the guidance, right? This card is coming up a lot. The blue flame. Connect to the blue flame, which is the light of pure love within you. Okay, so do some research around the blue flame, okay? I don't know enough about the blue flame, and I need to do some research myself. I mean, I've done some, but it keeps coming up, so there's more to know. There's more to uncover, is what this is telling me for me and for you. Guidance. You are not alone. You are guided by the masters and teachers of the highest realms. Okay, so yeah, the soul, your soul is connected to the masters and teachers of the highest realms. Okay, and this blue flame connection has something to do with that. So they want you to be like a child and trust this guidance, trust this connection, connect to it, stay connected to it, get connected to it. That's what this message is. This feeling of powerlessness that you're experiencing is because you're allowing your mind to tell you that loss exists. I mean, loss does exist, but that it's wrong, that it's fear, something to fear, that a loss creates or suggests that you're powerless. But letting a loss doesn't have to feel so horrible. It doesn't have to have all these horrible emotions. If you experience the loss as a letting go, there's a lot of power in that. Okay, so everything comes to an end. Nothing is permanent in the physical world. Okay, so there is going to be quote unquote loss. Things are going to transform and things are going to move on. So I'm going to tell you what I heard to tell the pile number one as well. So a while ago, when I was considering a lot of things, thinking about a lot of things, what came to me was we hold on and we hold on and we hold on, hoping for a miracle, right? Because we don't want to experience loss. And then so it said, we hold on, we hold on, we hold on, hoping for a miracle. And only when we let go do we realize that is the miracle. The miracle is in the letting go, because that's when the transformation can occur. And when the transformation occurs, you see how powerful that is and how powerful you are in allowing that to occur. And it brings a lot of, transformation brings a lot of good, right? It brings a lot of good into your life. Whether you recognize it or not, it does. So nothing is permanent, so you have to learn to let go. That's what this is saying. You have to learn to let go. Your mind doesn't want you to let go. That's what it is. Your mind doesn't want you to let go. And so your mind will keep you in that place of feeling powerless, because your mind never wants you to let go. But your heart, your soul will tell you let go when it's time to let go of something, because it knows it's time to let go. It's time for you to move forward. And that's, like I said, that's the transformation that occurs. It knows when you need a transformation in your life, when someone in your life needs to transform, when you need to transform, when there needs to be a situation needs to transform. Transformation is what we're here to do, to evolve and transform and transmute. And so that's when the miracle occurs. That's the miracle, the transformation, the transmutation of energy, right? And the death and the rebirth, that's the transformation, and that's the miracle. And that's, your mind is going to tell you to hold on, hold on, hold on, and not let go. And that keeps you in that place of powerlessness, where your heart and your soul are telling you, let go, it's okay, let go. And that learning how to let go is going to restore that sense of powerfulness. There's power in letting go. There's power in allowing. There's power in forgiveness. There's power in loving unconditionally and accepting all. Okay? That's the power that's in your soul. And that's the power to feel the joy in no matter what the situation is. We talk about unconditional love a lot, but they want to teach us how to live unconditional joy. It's what the soul wants to teach us, okay? That's what they're saying. That's the guidance that the soul wants to give you. That's the connection. When you feel connected, and you're connected to the pure love within you, that's the experience you'll have. That's what they're telling me. All right, that is your reading. I hope it helps in some way. All right, whew. These are big readings today. You go have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you again soon. All right, my pal, number 3. putting my crystals back in order. And your pile number 3, you chose the blue angelic celestite crystal, which connects you with the angelic realms, just like its name would indicate. So let's see what your past loved ones have to say and who they are. So this is your family. So any past loved ones that are family, they're coming as a group to speak to you today, okay? And look at that. You're not alone. We are here for you. We never left. Through all the sadness and loneliness, however, you cannot sense us near you or feel how much love we are sending you. We are your family, friends and guides. You never walk alone. We walk right beside you. Wow. Okay. That's really beautiful, right? That's really beautiful. So your family wants you to know that they're here with you still. You're never alone. They walk right beside you. They're with you. And they understand that sometimes because of the grief, you can't see or hear them, okay? Or know how much they love you or sense it. But they want you to know that they are here with you. They are. And you're not alone, okay? That's their main message for you, and it's so important that you hear that, okay? Okay. And then this is the other card, Fate, okay? They want to remind you that you create your own fate, okay? Some lessons in life are inescapable, you know, that's true, because we're all going to experience loss in life. That is something that's universal because the physical world is impermanent. So there's lessons that go along with that that are inescapable, but we have free will and we have choice within this life, okay? That doesn't always mean life is fair, right? But we can make choices that create our fate, that create our lives. Okay, we can approach the creation of our lives from in an empowered way instead of a powerless way. Okay. So this is, yeah. You've heard of, maybe you haven't. Well, this deck, I think this deck is called, or this company is called Threads of Fate. So they talk about, there's a card in this deck as well that's called the Weaver card. And so they talk about how you weave the threads of your fate. So there's, you're weaving your life. Think of your life as this big tapestry that you're weaving. And there's threads of fate that run through it. So there are certain threads, like they said, that are inescapable because we're living in a physical world where we will experience loss in some form at some point. So those lessons are inescapable, but it's what you do with those lessons. It's the choices you make. And so you can weave threads through, and you can cut, cut off a thread if it's no longer serving you, and you can start a new thread, and you can choose different colors, and you can choose different textures and etc. So think of your life like that. That's what they're saying, okay? So they're reminding you that you create your own fate. You have free will, okay? All right, and then what are these cards going to tell us? All right, and then what else? One more card needs to come out. Needs to be in pairs. These cards. Okay. They want me to put this card up here. So this card isn't part of what's going to happen here. They're sending you an opportunity to have some clarity on the mental realm, in your mental intellectual realm. So they're sending you opportunities to get clear and focused, okay, to have this mental clarity. that you're going to need. The mental clarity of understanding how you create your life. That's what it is. And to become very clear and focused on how you create your life. So that's what they're doing here. Is they're sending you an opportunity to become very clear and focused on how you create your life. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Got it. Sorry, there's something that I'm thinking about related to myself that happened yesterday. That was an opportunity. I'm just, yeah. Anyway, so they're sending you opportunities to get very clear on the mental level and become very clear and focused about how you create your life, the choices you make. Do you live your life out of fear, or do you live your life out of love? And do you live your life believing you're powerless, or do you live your life believing that you are powerful? Okay. All right. So now I can bring this back down here. So interesting. This card wouldn't come until I addressed this card. So now they're also sending you, these opportunities are fleeting. Okay. So they're coming to you very quickly, but they're leaving you just as quickly. So they want you to pay attention. They want you to open your third eye, your psychic eye. Okay. That's right here. You can see the third eye. That's what this represents. So that's going to help you see the opportunities and see them clearly and be able to receive them, because they're coming quickly. Okay. And they're opportunities for transformation, for change. Okay. And this is 11. This is the two aces side by side. So this is 11. So this is very much about opening your third eye, your intuition, your psychic intuitive abilities, your connection to the divine, to your past loved ones, etc. Remembering you're not alone. You're not alone. They want you to open this connection and open this third eye and become very clear, both intellectually and spiritually, with this 11. And then this is also the strength card. So they want to remind you that your strength and your courage in life to make the choices that you need to make come from your ability to love unconditionally. Okay, that's what this is. It's not about forcing your will on others. Okay, we all have free will. Every single being that exists has free will. And so we would, often we think of strength and power as, having the ability to force our will on others, kind of thing. That's not where our strength comes from, and our courage and our power. It comes from being able to receive all and love all unconditionally. Okay, that's what the message is with these two cards here. And now let's see what these ones want to tell us. Yeah, very interesting how similar cards are coming up in all the... oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. So they're saying let go of the power struggle between your heart and your mind. This is about mental clarity, but this is about loving, compassionate, loving, using your free will to choose love and compassion and kindness. Okay, and that's what's going to give you strength and courage in this world. So your mind tells you, your mind might tell you to choose to be forceful, right? Be forceful and force your will on others. And so your mind thinks that your power comes from being forceful, but your heart knows that your power comes from being loving. Okay? And receiving all and accepting all and forgiving all and being unconditional with your love and your forgiveness. Okay? And forgiveness is just about letting go of anger and resentment toward. It's not about absolving people from anything, just so you know. So they want you to release the power struggle. See, if this was upright, it would say you're in a power struggle, right? And this power struggle, I'm coming to understand, is because it keeps you stuck, okay? It keeps you stuck. This is a card, the wands are about moving forward, and it's keeping you stuck when you're in this power struggle. But they're saying let go of the power struggle. That's the way, and they're showing you the way. So, and this card is spiritual. This is clarity on the mental level again. So we have, look at this. We have mental clarity, forward movement, mental clarity, right? So the 7 is all about seeking truth, seeking answers, seeking spirituality. And this is saying that when you seek, and 7 is spirituality, and now this is spirituality times 2. So if you seek the answers through your spirituality, through this connection that they're talking about having here, remembering that you're not alone, connect through your psychic intuitive abilities to the spirit world. If you seek your strength through this connection, let go of this power struggle between your mind and your heart. They can agree, right? They're sending you opportunities to help them agree and to see and to have this clarity that to help you understand how they can agree. And that's when you take the reins of your life, okay? Which is what this card is talking about, your fate, right? We create our fate. This is the Chariot card, which says you can take charge of your life. You can take charge. Oh, so yeah, your mind thinks that you have to be in control of everything, and your will has to dominate everything so that you can control everything, so that you can be powerful. Otherwise, it thinks you're powerless, right? Where this is telling us that the truth and the clarity that you're seeking, the truth is that your power is in being unconditionally loving and forgiving and allowing and etc. of everyone's free will, so that you can allow your free will, so that you can then take the reins of your life. Your life is what you're in charge of. Your life is what you're creating. Your life is what matters to you. So think about how I just said that. What matters to you, what materializes to you, right? It's your life that you're creating. So it's your fate that you're creating. All right? That's what they want you to understand and know, is that when you release this power struggle between your mind and your heart, where your mind is saying, we have to control to be powerful, and your heart is saying, no, we have to love to be powerful. When you release this power struggle and you understand that the mind has its part, we want to get really focused. We want to get really clear, because a clear and focused mind can create so much, right? Mind over matter, right? So that's why they're sending you these opportunities to clear your mind and to give you this clarity and focus that you need, and to open your third eye so that your mind isn't just, working with the physical senses. It's working with the spiritual world, right? And connecting you to this strength and power that you have when you're connected to the spiritual world, and to your own free will, and to your own love and compassion for yourself first and foremost, and therefore for everyone else. Because when you love yourself unconditionally, you can love everything unconditionally. When you are being annoyed by things, it's mirrors. So anything that you can't love unconditionally, that you see outside of yourself, look in the mirror, see it inside of yourself, and choose to love it about yourself as well. And that's how you shift it. And so seeing everything as a sacred mirror, sent from the spirit world, to bring you to a place of clarity. This is unbelievable. You have 11, you have the 11 on this side and 7 on this side. That's really cool. And you have the Chariot, which relates to this card. So they're telling you that the power to create your life exists within you. They're helping you unlock your mind, so that you can have this clarity and focus and strength and courage to live your life connected to the spirit world, okay? And live your life from a spiritual perspective, so that you can take charge and take the reins and create your fate, and in a beautiful, beautiful way, right? And that's what this crystal is all about, being connected to the angelic realms, being connected to the spirit world. So, on some level, you're making that choice already. And you're doing it, just by doing this reading, by being drawn to this crystal. And so they're affirming what you might already know, but they're just affirming it. And that's what they want to do today. All right. What do these cards want to tell you? There's a message for you from, it's this one. Meditation. Look, take a moment to connect to source through quiet, reflective meditation. So that's going to go over here on this side. because it's about the connection, right? The psychic intuitive connection. So I don't know how you meditate. Maybe you don't. There's so many ways to meditate. It doesn't have to be sitting there, saying or whatever. It doesn't have to look like that. Going for a walk in nature can be a meditation. Taking a bath can be a meditation. Any time that helps you quiet your mind, okay, so that it's not tricking you into thinking that you have to control everything. So any activity or any non-activity that helps you quiet your mind and connect to your truth, to the source, to your heart, is meditation. So whatever, it might look like prayer for you. It might look like, a Buddhist meditation for you. It might look like yoga for you. It might look like walking in the park. It might look like taking a bath. It might look like lying in bed and just doing nothing. It might look like, I don't know, watching a mindless TV show so that it can occupy that part of your brain and quiet that part of the brain so that the other part of your, you can connect to the other, to your psychic intuitive part of your brain and your third eye and your heart. So meditation can be anything you want it to be, okay? I can't make that clear enough because, for years I resisted, quote unquote, meditating, but I didn't realize I was already doing it in so many other ways. I just didn't realize I was doing it, right? So, yeah. I don't want that word to scare anyone off. Okay. And look at that, fruition. Rest assured, your dreams and visions will come to fruition. That's saying you can take the reins of your life. You can create your life. Okay? You can create the life you want. You can bring your dreams and visions to fruition. Coming to fruition is that mattering. Remember? And I said, your life is what matters to you. So when you understand it's your life that matters to you, it's your life that you can take the reins of. It's your life that you have free will over. No one else is yours and yours alone. And you give up this power struggle of wanting to have control over anything and everything and wanting to, force your will on anyone or anything, and not even on yourself, and you just allow yourself to take the reins and to follow your guidance and to follow your intuition. You will, rest assured, your dreams and visions will come to fruition. Your life will matter, okay, is how it's coming. The life that you choose, that you want, will matter. Your family is telling you this and they're helping you with this, and they want you to know that, okay? So are there any other messages for this pile before I go? I feel like there's a card that wants to go there. And it is one of these Lumen cards. All right. One of these Threads of Fate cards. Let's see which one wants to come. Okay. Okay, here we're going to cut so it doesn't take forever. Okay, and oh, look at that, soul work. Soul work. So this is your soul work, connecting to your soul, connecting to your spirit world, connecting to your guides. Yeah, your life, you're creating your life. Creating your life is your soul work. Creating the life you want, okay? Bringing your dreams and visions to fruition. That is your soul work. Learning how to do that is your soul work, is what I'm hearing, okay? And you might even teach others how to do it once you know how to do it yourself. I feel like you do know how to do it. It's just, putting it all together and getting that clarity around it, okay? Understanding it fully and completely. Understanding it intellectually, not just intuitively, is what they want you to do. And maybe they want you to understand it intellectually so that you can tell others how you do it, okay? So yeah, this card, I was guided to look in the book, and it says, sometimes while we are navigating our day-to-day life, we can lose sight of our highest purpose in this earthly realm. This card asks you to once again check in with your soul purpose. It is not possible to be derailed from your soul path. So that's that thing with the fate, right? It's not possible to be derailed from your soul path. No matter where you are, but clarity does help us show up for it in a more intentional way. So that, yeah, that's what they're saying. They want to bring you this mental and intellectual clarity. Clarity helps us show up for our soul work in a more intentional way. And then the questions that this card asks, which, remember I said you might be here to teach it? What are you here to teach? So what are you here to learn? What stirs in your heart? So spend some time reflecting on your soul mission and how you can integrate it into your life. That's what this card is saying. So what are your dreams and visions that you want to come to fruition? And that's your soul work. And bringing those dreams and visions to fruition is, I feel, what you're learning and what you're going to teach, okay? And that's why they want, your family wants you to have this mental, intellectual clarity, not just the intuitive understanding. You already have the intuitive understanding and the spiritual understanding of it all. It's all there. It's all there, right? But they want your brain to understand it. They want you to have the mental clarity around it, because they want you to understand what you're doing, how you're creating your life, and do it actively and with intention, and so that you can teach others how to do it. That's your soul work. That's what I'm hearing for you guys. All right, that is it. That completes your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. This was a long one, but a good one. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. You guys go have a great day now. Bye.